Hey guys, Post Edit Kid here. If you're a member of the Minecraft or org Survivor community and would like to be on the block, my DMs at KidMoto hashtag 8008 are currently open. Talk about your time in the community, promote your game show, or just have fun. Thanks again. Hello and welcome to The Block, the first Minecraft and org game show community interview podcast. I'm your host, professional victim KidMoto, and today we have a really special guest. Contrary to last week's guest, today I will be speaking with someone who truly grew up with the Minecraft Survivor community. After starting his journey at 12 years old, Echo has grown to megastar status within the community and is arguably the most recognizable player in recorded history. After 3 stints in Elite Chris's Minecraft Survivor and most recently a second place finish in Survivor North Dakota, it is my genuine pleasure to introduce the Echomaster. Echo, thank you so much. I'm not just blowing smoke. Like, it is genuinely an honor to have you on the show.
Oh, thanks, man. It's good to be here. I like your work. It's really cool and something I like to be a part of. So thanks for having me, man.
Absolutely. I alluded to it in the introduction, but I mean, it seems like you've genuinely played in everything. I made the joke when I first joined the community that it's not a series if Echo isn't in your season 1 or 2. Um, is there like a series that you haven't gotten the chance to play that you maybe really wanted to for whatever reason it just didn't work out, or have you really been in everything that you're interested in?
I mean, thinking about it, like all the recorded series that have been out there, I'm pretty sure I've been in mostly every single one to date. Like, there's not a game show I can think of that I can sign up for because I'm eligible for because I've already played in the season. So, I mean, not really, to be honest. I don't know if that's kind of sad to say, but I mean, no, I don't think there's anything on my to-do list coming up.
So, unlike some of the other people I've talked to who have maybe actually played as many seasons as you have just in a shorter amount of time, you have
Mhm.
truly played like season after season, year after year. After all this time in the community, what, in your opinion, makes a good season?
Um, I think I think a cast because like you can play with good players, but if you keep playing with the same type of players, then it just ruins the experience. So if you find a good cast, like you don't know too many people, and like obviously a well built season with a organized host, but I think a unique experience with a generally different crowd is something good to have. But someone like me who's been around for like 12 years, that's like kind of hard to find nowadays. So I haven't really been playing too much recently, but I'm still open to it. It's just like it's hard to find a genuine experience nowadays.
Like, we saw it a little bit in North Dakota. Like, that was a very different Echo than, maybe the Ivory Coast or
Hmm.
Roraima. Is that why do you kind of take it upon yourself at this point to like bring something fresh whenever you are selected to play in a recorded?
Yeah, yeah. It's I don't want to be the same like character every single time, and it's like I've played so many of these like I try to be competitive, but the competitive side kind of loses its edge here and there in some survivors. But North Dakota was definitely a different type of vibe, and I tried to have more fun than taking it more serious. That also kind of contributes to being drunk as hell the night before.
Do you approach games now with like a strategy that you've perfected after these many years, or is it more of you just kind of go in and play it by ear?
I think it's just like go in and play it by ear because it's really hard to like go in to have like a set strategy you have, like because every cast is different, every season's different, and you can have this game-changing twist that like you don't you play all these immunity challenges until merge at final five or merge starts right at the beginning of the game. Like there's just so many different factors that like you can have like a set strategy of like having one ally that you trust the whole game, but like all these twists and turns and different people you have in the community, there's just no strategy you can have that like is solidified to win.
I know you've done some press before, some interviews, but if you could just really quick maybe touch on what led you to this community and how did you kind of stumble upon it back in the day?
Oh, geez, man, I could go. This could be like an hour long story, but to shorten it up, I think okay, so I got my computer, right? And I first looked up online reality game shows, right? Like an org scene, I guess. And
You just kind of like searched it up.
mhm,
You just had the thought that it might exist and
yeah,
wanted to
yeah.
play it.
So it was first a website, and it was I don't know if you're gonna know this name. I might, some people might. It's called 10 Gauge, and it was actually like you can play like Big Brother, some other type of games on there, and that's where I first came upon it, right? But then in one of the posts they have, like one of the blogs they have on the threads, I guess, someone was hosting a Minecraft Big Brother, and I was like, you know what, word, I'll do it. And it wasn't like the US version; it was the UK version, where like they post an episode and then the audience votes on who they want in and out. It was really weird, right? And I played in that, and it was okay. I didn't really meet anyone like known in the community nowadays, but someone reached out to me, right, asking if I just wanted to play Skywars. So I said, yeah, I'm down. We started playing, and that was CJ Coley, a pretty known figure back in the old school day. I know you probably don't know him because you're newer on the block, but um, we just hung out, and then we decided, might as well just try to make a Minecraft Survivor out of this because I played a Minecraft Big Brother and might as well try to do a Survivor. So we just started doing those Minecraft Survivors, just like six, seven, eight of our friends, and it just grew. And it's now the community now it is today. I don't know if it's streaming just strictly from that, but like we were in the Skype day before it was Discord and all that, and it really grew into like six people survivors into like 16, 18. It's really crazy seeing like what it turned into today.
Yeah, even like I know that you and we'll talk about it a little bit. I know that you host your own series. JP
Hmm.
obviously does. There's a couple of even like I would say no disrespect, smaller content creators that are getting 50 to 100 applications per season now. And
Hmm.
I imagine thinking back in the day that you would get 100 people to apply to a season is probably pretty outlandish.
Hmm. Yeah, no, it's crazy.
What are some of the more interesting differences from the community back in like the Skype times versus today?
So like like what I said earlier about getting a unique cast and like different people and playing with as many people as you can in this community. That's so much easier nowadays because like you can have like three or four different hosts hosting a weekend. Back in like the Skype days of the community, it was just a group, like the community was just a group chat of 15 kids that like you would have two people that host and they switch every weekend, and it's just the same exact 10 people that play in the game. So like that's how much the community's changed because you can have like you can have a host that you love and you can keep going back to him, but then you have a host that like uh there's so many different type of hosts and games you can play nowadays that like it truly does make community a unique and special place.
Is there a golden age for the community? Is there like a time period over the past couple years that you look back on as like that was it? That was peak. That was the most fun. Or are we currently in it?
I hate to say it, but like I think we're actually kind of in the peak right now because like I think because of quarantine, a lot of people, like a new generation came in. Like I'm noticing like a new wave of players coming in because of quarantine, and there's just so many different content creators now, and just so many different people seeing host all the time, and like so many new people. It's just I really do think we're in a good era, and I really do like the way the community's forming right now and the direction we're going. So I'd say we're in the peak right now.
Are you concerned that as, more people get vaccinated and some of these like mandates get lifted, that the community will start to drift a little bit?
Yeah, probably. Unfortunately, with everyday life coming back to a full swing, people are unfortunately going to be busy with their occupations, school, and all that. So we'll see a couple players. I already seen players, leave the community because things are already looking up. So it's a sad thing, but it's happy to see people move on with their lives, even though the community is amazing place.
You mentioned it already a little bit today, but I kind of want to hone in on it. With sort of Chris's series up in the air, Kyle's series sort of going back and redoing as opposed to producing new content, and Andrew kind of stepping away as well. Do you think that there is a space for someone like you, someone like JP, someone like Asher, someone like Oxy to step in and fill a content void that it seems like is going to exist over the next year or two?
hmm I think there's always going to be content out there for people to enjoy. It's hard to fill the gap and to fill the shoes necessarily that Chris and Kyle and Andrew have brought upon us, because their content is really good and really amazing, and it's hard to live up to that. So I mean, there's always going to be content out there, and hopefully people enjoy the ones that are coming to be. But it is hard, with the content they've already provided being so good, But hopefully someone can take the reins and point the community in a good direction, I guess.
Do you at this point, having played in so many,
hmm
do you have any tips for new content creators? Especially with your season 2 is about to come out. Obviously, everyone should go and check that out if they haven't,
Yes.
because I have personally seen bits of it, and it is going to be a really good season. But do you have any tips? Like, let's say I wanted to host, I wanted to take the block and turn it into a season. Give
hmm
me a couple pointers, something that maybe I wouldn't consider when I'm going to start a recorded.
I'd say definitely have a crew. You don't want to go into it, like single handed, but that's with anything, You don't two heads are better than one. So, and I've actually had a couple failed season ones before posting my successful one, and the big difference I had was an actual like good crew.
Has there ever been a moment where you've considered stepping away from the community? Has it ever gotten like too much for you?
It's not like a big part of my life, but it's still there, and it's like I can't ignore the fact that like am who I am today, and I am who I am today because of this silly block game, as much might say. Like I've met good friends from this game, and they've taught me things about myself that like help me grow as a person. So like as much as I want to say that I do want to step away from this, I like can't, because I've met so many great people and had so many great experiences because of this community. So um, I don't have any true plans of stepping away, and like I'm not. It's not taking up too much of my life right now. Like I'm keeping a healthy balance. I like the community. It's something that I don't really want to step away from right now, as far as I'm concerned.
Is it the people that keep you coming back? Is it the prospect of meeting new people? Is it the friends that you've made over the past couple years? Is that what keeps you coming back?
Oh yeah, of course. If like my first game show went like terrible and like I hated everyone coming out of it, I probably wouldn't be here today. But like because of the people I've met and the experience we share, it's like it keeps me going, Like every game show, like I try to pick and choose what game shows I play in now. I think I've only played like two in the last like 6 months, but like the ones I do play in, I always meet some new people that I always like carry a good relationship with outside of the game. So that usually keeps me going, meeting new people and trying to chase that new experience game and fresh experience.
Absolutely, absolutely. So for you, North Dakota is the most recent recorded that you played in. Where would you rank that for you in terms of overall games that you've played? Let me hear sort of your own opinion on your game, and then also just in terms of like the uniqueness and production. How did you feel about the season overall?
Um, okay. I love JP and all. I probably put it near the bottom. Actually, no, probably not because he's better than Quiet Vinny's in my opinion. Because I was like 12. I was like 12 back then. Uh, and it really wasn't the well ran Quiet Vinny's, that is, not JP's. The thing with JP's is that like it has its own fun mean vibe thing to it, and I really liked it. It's just like I was really hungover the day of, so I really wasn't put in a good mood to start it, and the whole fact of winning immunities up until the final five and only being able to go to two tribals. It's like, the day went long for, especially for me, because I was held back from playing the tribal game, and like the only way I could have went is going a few tribals, but that's not my style. I want to win, baby. I want to win. Yeah, I'd say North Dakota is pretty low for me just because of the fact that uh, it did drag on a little bit by winning all the challenges and stuff, but I still had fun, and I got to play with Gum for the first time, Red for the first time, meet them, and Asher actually. It was really cool working and playing with all of them, and and JP is a really cool cat, and production was really smooth that season. So I give it a good 6 out of 10. Probably not for me. Maybe go a little bit lower because my personal experience wasn't too good, but it's definitely well ran. I do suggest it to new players in the community looking for a game.
Echo, you have said it all. You have truly done it all. What is next for you? Where do you see yourself? Are you out there? Are you continuing to look to play? Are you taking a step back and doing the hosting thing? What's the next 2 years going to look like for you?
Right now, I'm just going to be focusing on my series and hosting that, and I have a couple things planned for the near future with my series, and it's something I just want to focus on right now. I am open to playing games. It's just like I don't I don't know when the next game is going to be for me. Like I have nothing on my schedule coming up, and like I have no uh games I know of that I'm like interested in playing in as far as applying for or like asking the host if they need any extra players or anything like that. It's just like right now I'm just focusing on hosting and vibing basically. I'm open to games, but nothing is really catching my eye as of right now.
I think I speak for literally everyone when I say that just listening to you talk about the community, its growth, your personal growth within the community is an absolute treat. It's something that I feel like a lot of us new heads don't really necessarily get the chance to do all that often. So I hope that you feel like you've been able to use this show as a platform to inform people what it was like before and all the positives that the community can offer. And I think you're just a fantastic example of someone who has really taken all the best that this community has to offer and applied it to yourself and applied it to your relationships. And there's definitely a healthy balance of being in this community and growing as a person and also your own space. And I think you embody what that means. So thank you again so much for coming on.
Yeah, no problem, man. Thanks for having me. And like you said, even though it is a silly block game, it's about taking the little things in life and really appreciating the small things we have in this world.
And this has been episode 3 of The Block. Thanks again, Echo, for coming on the show and talking to me. And thank you for listening. If you like this content, if you want to see more, let me know, and I'll see you next time.